Hi folks, Kenny the Vaping Heat back again. Not with a review, just a little vlog type of thing because um, it is October, which, as you can see by my background, is Halloween. I wear up sharp with them because my wife likes Halloween. But it's Stoptober. For all you people who are not in the UK looking at this, Stoptober is a thing that happens here every year. It's kind of backed and promoted by the NHS and the government and that to try and get people to quit in the month of October. There's also another one for drinking as well. I can't remember what that. What's that? Sobertober, something like that. But there's two like kind of health campaigns run side by side. So yeah, Stoptober. So hang on a minute. There you go. Before we go any further, just thought I'd let you know I'm still vaping on the Aegis X here, the little kit. I've still got my yellow mess. Like this stuff as well. All Buddha vape stuff. I just can't get enough of their stuff lately. It's quite nice. But anyway, as I was saying, it's Stoptober. It's it's the month of the year where everybody is encouraged to give up the smoking. Now, that's by whatever means that they may wish to go down. They can go down the patches, they can go down the gum, but I think using them methods, you're 90% guaranteed to fail. Happened with me. I even had the tablets, I think they're called Champix. They stopped the smoking alright, and eating, and sleeping. I was ill off them. So, no, they didn't last long. Even tried vaping. That didn't work for us either at first. But the main reason, I'm making this video, apart from obviously promoting people to stop smoking, is, if you are looking to go into vaping, don't believe the hype that's coming up in America at the moment. There's a lot of stuff going on over there with flavour bans, and some places have actually banned it altogether. India has banned vaping, period. It's a big scaremongering tactic, I think. Yes, there have been people died by ingesting whatever they vaped through a vape device, hence it getting linked to vaping. But what a lot of these big news broadcasters and stuff are not telling you is that they were vaping on a THC illegal black market pod. Now, the THC itself, in its raw state as a liquid, is too thick to vape, and it's also very expensive. I think for about a litre you're looking at roughly $1,000, which is a lot of money for a litre. So they need to thin it down, A, so that they can make money on it, and B, to make it thin enough so it's able to vape. But they've been using something called vitamin E acetate, which is an oil. You don't vape oil, because oil just sits in your lungs. It's a lipid or a lipid, however you pronounce it. I've done a vlog previous explaining this, but it causes lipoid pneumonia, collapsed lungs, all that kind of stuff, because you're inhaling an oil. So that's the top and bottom of what's going on regarding lung disease and deaths that's coming from America. And I didn't want to dive into it, but it's something everybody knows about. The MSA agreement, which was based on tobacco sales. Sales of tobacco have gone down thanks to vaping, and now they're just getting rid of this, so everybody goes back to tobacco, paying money into the state, and they're all make money again. So that's the top and bottom of it in my eyes. But anyway, if you're going to decide to stop smoking and you're thinking about taking up vaping, when I stopped, there wasn't as much around now. Back then, I was a bit limited. I started off on, I think it was a Kangatech pen, and I was straight to mouth to lung. Pods were and even after out then the pods, but there was little mouth to lung kits, which to be honest I couldn't get away with. I thought, you know, the draw was just too tight. You know, I felt like I was like sucking through a straw with your finger on the end. You know, that's it just didn't agree with me. So I ended up on one of these pen style things. I mean, I've got a modern day version one here. It's not an actual. This is probably, they were similar to that. I mean, that's a twister. That's probably what you would move on to next stage, if I can put it that way. After your mouth to lung, and you want to go direct to lung. The difference between mouth to lung and direct to lung is mouth to lung is you inhale it like you would a fag, suck it in, breathe out like you would a fag. That's mouth to lung. Direct to lung is actually where you just inhale straight off the tank, you breathe in like so. Either way you do it, it takes a little bit of getting used to. Because when I first started, you know, I tried vaping, I was coughing like a banshee. I was on my hands and knees coughing my lungs up, and I was thinking, I'm coughing worse on this stuff than I was on the fags. But that was down to my error. You know, I started on too high nicotine. So basically, you know, if you're looking into this kind of stuff, go with a closed pod system. That's a pod that comes refilled, pre-filled. You can't fill it up. You just basically vape it till it's empty. Then you bin it, get a new pod, drop it in. Just something like when for these sub-homes, you vape these till the coil burns out. Well, burn out, you pop a new coil and away you go. Same principle, but it's already pre-filled, it's sealed, so nobody's tampered with it. Your nicotine, it varies from person to person. You know, I mean, the law in the UK is max 20 milligrams nicotine, sorry, right? And I think that's in a 10 milli bottle. I start on Dr. Salts. Why, God, did I not? I started on 20 milligram Dr. Salts, and I was coughing my balls off. I was on my hands and knees. So I kind of went back to the vape shop and I says to the guys, look mate, man, this is no good. I'm coughing like a fanny here, like, you know, I just can't do it. And he dropped us down to 12 milligram. Said try that for a day or two. 12 milligram, I was able to vape, not cough, but I was still craving it. You know, I was really, really craving it. Pardon the noise, it's the doorbell. But I was still craving it, so I went back again and he lifted me nicotine up to 16 milligram, I think it was, and I was happy bunny. Slowly but surely persevered with it for a couple of months, came off the fags, then went on to another, like a pen style thing like that. I went on to mouth to lung, and then it led on to where I'm at today. So in the first instance, do your research, you know, have a look about. Have a look at reviewers like myself. You know, there's loads of reviewers, American, UK based, all that kind of stuff. They'll give you the heads up on the products and, you know, all that kind of stuff, what's available. But also go to your local vape shop, get in there, have a look at the stuff, speak to the guy, you know, tell you what's available and all that. Only thing is, if the guy in that vape shop sits there and goes, "Yeah, I have one of these," turn around and walk away. This is not a starter kit. It's a more advanced kit. It's something further down the line if you want to continue to vape. Now, some people will vape, stop smoke, and then they'll stop vape and end up, which is your prerogative. Happy days, but you're off the cigs. That's the main thing. Some people like myself will continue on and vape, you know, as an alternative to smoking, shall we say. So, you know, that's the way to do it. But if they try to sell you one of them, turn around and walk away. Unfortunately, some people, you know, or shops want to make a sale. If you go to a vape shop, tell him you're quitting smoking, and he talks about pods, etc., starter kits, that's where you want to be. Because that shop wants you to be a returning customer. Even down the line, when you upgrade your vape gear and you go on buying e-liquids and all that stuff, that shop wants your custom. So if they are any good at what they do and they know what they're talking about, they will sell you either mouth to lung kit or a very small starter kit, with the high nicotine levels, where they will balance you out. You know, they'll try you on whatever. If you're not happy, you can go back. We'll get you on a level where you're comfortable, and away you go. And you know, it's it's not just no, it's not a miracle. It's not something that you can just sit there and, oh, I'm cured. You know, you've got to have the mindset as well. You've got to want to give up smoking. I think that was my problem over the years. You know, the failed attempts. I tried and tried and tried, but in the back of my head, I didn't want to give up smoking. I enjoyed smoking so much. You know, after you've had a nice meal, it was not like a fag after a meal. You know, or you know, just going out on your own for 5 minutes and just, you know, having a fag, watch the world go by on your own, you know, gather your thoughts and all that kind of stuff. You know, it was mint, a cup of tea or a cup of coffee and a fag. Loved it, I did, loved it. Really enjoyed it. I wasn't after just for the nicotine, I did actually enjoy smoking. So, you know, but like I said, my story, you know, I went down to 16 milligram, then give that about a month or so, down to 12. This took us up to about 8 months down the line. Went on the mouth to lungs, 3 milligram of nicotine. I've been on that ever since. And I've never had a fag now for what, 4 or 5 years, I think it is now, coming up. So I've never looked back. So I know it's a cliche, but the way I look at it, if I can do it, you can do it. You know, the vape shop's not going to make you a sale and just forget about you. You know, if you go back, they will give you support, they will help you on your journey, you know, to get off the cigarettes. You will have a day where you fall off the wagon. I did. You know, I vaped for about 3 days, had a fag one day, and then back on the vape. You know, it's part of the giving up process. But you know, just bear with it, and give it a go. If all else has failed, give it a go. It got me off the cigarettes. So, like I said, if it's done it for me, it'll work for other people. So yeah, people, Stoptober, a month to give up smoking. Give it a go. We're all behind you. We wish you all the best of luck in the world. And fingers crossed, you give up the stinkies. So that being said, I've been Kenny the Vaping Heed. Best of luck with it all, folks. Stay safe. Vape safe. And I'll see you all very soon in the next one. Cheers now. Bye.